are Redux. And my personal favorite, Lonely Space Vixen.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 inappropriate messages in kids shows.
Sorry, Zeke, but your cloak of invisibility ripped. You've been exposed.
Oh my gosh, I'm blushing.
For this list, we'll be looking at some of the most subtle and not so subtle adult jokes, innuendos, and other mature gags and programs for young people. Is there an inappropriate moment that completely flew over our heads? Let us know in the comments. Number 10, Miriam's smoothie problem. Hey Arnold. Smoothies are great, but too many smoothies throughout the day might not be. In Hey Arnold, Helga's mom Miriam is shown to be drinking them pretty frequently.
The point is that your friend just shouldn't let anyone push her around. What, does that help, sweetheart?
Sure, Mom.
And at many points throughout the series, Miriam will be shown tired and thrown off her game. She even seemed to have lost her license at one point. While kids might not have thought much about her behavior, it's clear now that the constant smoothies suggested she was dependent on drinking alcohol.
Well, no one's perfect.
Yeah, especially Miriam.
A writer for the show later confirmed Miriam was indeed living with alcohol use disorder. This mature storyline definitely added another layer to her interactions with her family, especially Helga.
Yeesh, what a nut job.
I need a smoothie.
Number 9, one great video game, Steven Universe. When Sadie shares details about a video game to Steven, we get a very interesting insight into her personal life. In the memorable episode, Sadie's coworker Lars takes the day off after getting a minor injury.
You're the best player too.
Steven then volunteers to help her around the store. After a hard day's work, the two start talking about Lars. She talks about a warm memory where she got him into a video game and brought it to her coworker's house.
So who does he beg to stand in line for 7 hours? Me! I didn't think much of it. When I got to his house, I saw he cleaned up his room a little.
Eventually, Sadie mentions that she spent the evening as his player too. Her shy reaction to Steven's follow-up comments suggested the coworkers weren't just playing video games.
Must have been one great video game.
Yeah, it was.
This quick innuendo flew right over her innocent friend's head. It's likely that younger audiences missed the meaning of the video game too. Number 8, Dr. Bendova, Rocco's Modern Life. Despite being a kid's show, the writer snuck in a ton of mature jokes to this series. The flu influenza episode was no different. When a sick Rocco goes to the doctors, he's treated by Dr. Bendova. Please hold all of your giggles until the end.
Aha! Someone to heal!
Outside of the name being a crude joke, Dr. Bendova makes Rocco perform a cough test for a little too long. He also sees a nude statue in the wallaby's ear.
Just what I thought. Neoclassical Elizabethan buildup.
Finally, the medical man prescribes a large pill that's not exactly meant to be swallowed and makes him hallucinate. The entire scenario gets even darker when it's revealed that Bendova isn't even a real doctor. Maybe Rocco should have just stuck to chicken soup.
Weighing in at 14 pounds, the Doctor of Doom, the Proctologist of Pain, that maniacal medicine man of Moose Jaw, Dr. Bendova!
Number 7, Trail of DNA, Justice League Unlimited.
I've been wondering when you were going to show up. Terry McGinnis. Or do you prefer being called Batman?
In the fantastic epilogue episode of Justice League Unlimited, Batman's successor Terry McGinnis talks to government agent Amanda Waller about his connection to Bruce Wayne. It's revealed that the veteran Bat is the new Dark Knight's true dad.
Honey, Bruce didn't overwrite your DNA with his. I did.
Waller then explains that she secretly made this possible by ensuring Batman's DNA got into contact with Terry's mom. When the agent explains how she got the genetic material, she basically says it was everywhere. Waller was talking about the blood Batman left behind during fights, but she quickly realizes that her statement sounded like an innuendo.
Bruce's DNA was easy enough to obtain. He left it all over town. Not remotely what I meant.
While it's far from the most messed up part of their conversation, the line still stood out for its adult nature. Number 6, Supermodel from Justin's Bedroom, Wizards of Waverly Place.
One poster of supermodel BB Rockford and we're good to go.
Before a fashion show, Alex uses magic to turn a supermodel poster that was hanging in her brother Justin's room into a real person. It's not long before BB points out that Justin used to stare at her far too much. The knowing pause between the model and Alex speaks volumes about his private time.
Thanks for taking me off your brother's wall. I mean, he was always staring at me.
Later on in the episode, we get a few follow-up jokes after BB meets Justin. When she says she came from his bedroom, he's enthusiastically high-fived by his friend Zeke. BB also makes a suggestive joke about a game character losing a clothing item. It's clear the writers had a lot of fun sneaking in a series of mature gags about this supermodel.
Okay, come on, baby Rockford, let's go. Leave my brother and his weird friend to themselves.
Number 5. General Pandemonium's prison sentence. Looney Tunes. During this short, Yosemite Sam is recast as a relentless and unforgiving General Pandemonium. After he starts harshly interrogating Sylvester Slaslow, Mr. Bug steps in to help the feline. The rabbit eventually tricks the general into locking himself up. It's bad enough that the general was outplayed and embarrassed by getting locked into his own cell, but to make things worse, he also finds out that he's got company. When the general turns, he sees another inmate affectionately staring at him. The incredibly dark implication of this scene definitely caught us off guard when we revisited this scene. Who knew that Looney Tunes could get so grim? Number 4. A nice set of tomatoes. Drake and Josh.
Time to make some salsa.
When Josh tries to whip up a fresh batch of salsa for a contest, he follows instructions from an audio recording. You'd expect the narrator to get into the specifics fairly quickly. However, he instead tells Josh first to appreciate the ingredients like they're a beautiful woman.
First, you must take time to appreciate your ingredients as if they were a fine woman.
It was already a peculiar bit of advice to hear from making a bowl of salsa. To further highlight the joke, Josh apologizes to a few tomatoes he was holding after hearing the audio. We ultimately don't catch any more of the instructions from the recording. However, we think that might be for the best.
I don't have time for your jokes, all right? I got a lot of salsa to make.
Number 3. Lonely Space Vixens. Rugrats.
Watching videos, eating chocolate swirl ice cream. It'll be a regular boys' night in.
One of the most infamous moments in Rugrats history came from a quick moment during the Grandpa's Date episode. While babysitting for the kids, Grandpa Lou tells them he's rented movies for them to watch. That in itself was a totally harmless and very kind gesture. However, Grandpa goes further and says he's rented a favorite called Lonely Space Vixens for himself.
Lonely Space Vixens. That's for after you go to bed.
The suggestive box art on the film cover further confirmed that the flick was definitely not appropriate for the kids. While we don't know much about the plot of Lonely Space Vixens, we have a feeling Grandpa Lou isn't watching it for the story either.
Kids, time for bed.
Number 2. Strip and Make the Bed. The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody. Always remember, communication is key. Sometimes it can save you from making a really big mistake. After London Tipton temporarily loses access to her considerable fortune, she's invited to stay at hotel employee Maddie's place.
I guess a few days wouldn't hurt.
Plenty of misunderstandings ensue from their wildly different upbringings. When they're trying to get ready to start their day, we see the most humorous exchange unfold.
I dreamt Daddy lost all of his money, and I wound up living with me.
Good morning to you, too.
London completely misunderstands what Maddie meant when she said the word strip. The wealthy socialite's confusion made for a hilarious joke.
It's time to strip and make the bed.
Okay, that's what poor people do.
Whoa there, big girl!
At the same time, we're glad Disney kept things PG before London's confusion crossed any lines.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. Don't drop the soap. SpongeBob SquarePants.
Gary, looks like it's that time of week again. Bath time! Come on, let's go get the water started.
SpongeBob tries desperately to get his pet snail Gary to clean himself up in the aptly named Gary Takes a Bath. Although he resorts to all kinds of wacky and weird tactics during the episode, most of them don't pan out.
I've got a crisp dollar bill for the next fella to take a bath in this house.
One such tactic has SpongeBob dressing up like a pirate and holding out 2 bars of soap. As the fry cook is pretending that the bath items are treasure, he gives his snail a mature warning.
Look, doubloons! Don't drop them.
We were not expecting the sponge to take a joke about cleaning and make it so dirty. Although this exchange is far from the only adult gag on the show, his joke to Gary stood out for adding a grim implication out of nowhere.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.